All right, hello, welcome. This is episode 25 of So Well Spoken. With me today is Angelus.
Yo.
And instead of Slay is Dream Visions.
What's going on?
Which is like a total different end of the spectrum voice-wise. I wanted to talk about the XCOM 2 giveaway that we're doing on Slant.
I really need to sign up for that.
Go on Twitter at Slant, hashtag Slaying giveaway, and just put your Slant username. You'll be entered to win a Steam code for XCOM 2.
Well, that's what's up.
You have to enter by the end of this month. Was it the last episode we did with 24? I fucked up. I fucked up pretty bad. I accidentally uploaded the raw file of the conversation. So yeah, there was a lot of dead air and a lot of typing and a lot of shit that wasn't supposed to be in there that went through. So that was my bad.
These things happen.
It was one of our more tame episodes anyway, so.
Yeah, we got lucky in that respect.
I was about to say, yeah, you know, I could imagine the potential color that could have been on there.
I'm just happy that it was one of our tamer ones. All the shit that we talk on this thing.
Yeah, when I figured out what happened, I had like a cold sweat. like, oh shit. But yeah, it was a very, very restrained behind the scenes look.
2 minutes of people typing.
Well, that's okay then.
All right. Well, we tried to do this once and then the new software we're using messed up on us.
Oh, you can say it like it is, man. Slay fucked up.
Slay didn't follow directions.
Damn.
And shit got kind of fucked up. So we couldn't do it.
Slay, please.
It really is just Slay, please.
It's kind of good that we have a different person in here because it was going to be a little weird going over the same exact topics. Because we already know what everyone has to say about everything. But now Dreams is here. It'll be a little different.
Voice of reason.
Would you like me to bring the Stacey Dash perspective to the conversation?
I mean, you fit the color spectrum.
Damn. Damn. Starting off hurt. No.
I mean, that one was right there, man. It was right there.
It was. I did walk into it.
All right, let's talk about the Oscars.
All right.
And there's the people are upset because of the lack of diversity among the nominees. Because I think even the Straight Outta Compton nomination, the two writers of the movie or the people who adapted the screenplay were two white people. Even who
I don't know their names, but
yeah, there has to be a person of color that was nominated, at least one, right?
I don't know,
but I'm not sure about that.
The director of Revenant.
Okay.
That's one.
So we got at least one, but no black people or no people of color nominated for acting. That is.
No acting nods.
Okay.
Can't get those. Yeah. I mean, H-Town, though, he did drop a really good question.
What was the question?
He said, all right, so he's like, what the fuck do you want from us then? He's like, if we complain about these things, like these systematic injustices, he's like, you guys call us race baiting and PC and all this other stuff. But if we segregate out and do our own thing, you get annoyed because we don't include you and you call it racism still. It's like, so he's like, what the fuck do we do? And nobody answered it. And I really wanted somebody to answer. I was like, somebody please answer this question. I was like, it's a good damn question. Nobody wants to answer it. It's like, it's damned if you do and damned if you don't.
Yeah, because for damn sure, if those actors had the option, they would be nominated for Oscars.
Yeah.
That's what they would want. They don't want a BET award.
Nobody wants a BET award.
True.
Like, just being real with it. Like, I don't even think people who attend the award shows actually want the awards. They're just doing it for solidarity. Maybe Kevin Hart wants his, though, but that's Kevin Hart. But honestly, though, the BET awards have been improving each year by leaps and bounds. So
I'll have to take your word for it.
I mean, we came a long way from stabbing dudes and stuff like that.
That was the Source Awards. Don't put that on BET.
That's right.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't this the general Oscar whitewash? Wasn't that an issue last year as well?
People did complain about it last year. I feel like that was a thing last year as well.
Yeah, it was.
I feel like the main actor in Selma was omitted in it. That wound up starting
because he did write a piece on that.
Yeah,
about how he felt he was snubbed on that. I have to agree because I saw the movie. I was like, yo, this dude did an amazing damn job.
Mm-hmm.
The very first thing in my mouth was like, give this man an Oscar. And what do you know? He don't get one.
So here we are again, a year later, writing the same stories and the same articles about the same problem.
Yeah.
And some people want to say that you can't really be upset because the nominees are deserving, but there are some on here that I don't think are deserving.
Matt Damon.
Yeah, at the top of the list is Matt Damon.
Yeah, I agree with that.
The Martian as a whole, everyone in and everyone who had anything to do with The Martian, it was an all right movie.
I agree. I was sort of surprised to see that one went into the best comedy section. Is that?
That was the Golden Globes.
Oh, it was for the Golden Globes. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
For The Martian?
Yeah. I think it won.
It just gives out. Golden Globes ain't shit either.
Evidently.
Like, hey, this man can't compete in this real fucking category. Let's just put him in comedy.
But yeah, I definitely generally agree, especially with the Matt Damon performance. I feel like when you compare that to, let's say, what Idris Elba did in
Beasts of No Nation.
He killed that performance.
So did the kids too.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was really heartbreaking to see them not get any like type of recognition for it at all. It's like, did we see the same movie?
Yeah.
Because I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I thought The Martian was a decent flick. I mean, I've definitely seen worse, but I watched Beasts of No Nation, and then I went back and watched, The Martian. I'm just like, yo, who thought this should have won over the Beasts of No Nation? Like, this makes no sense.
I think Idris probably got a little messed up, like got caught in the situation of the Academy not respecting Netflix as well.
I was thinking that too. Yeah.
I mean, maybe, but I mean, wasn't Daredevil nominated for several categories on the Golden Globes for like performance and like cinematography and things like that? I know Daredevil has some kind of nominations going on for it.
Maybe, but people, the Golden Globes are like the Oscars, goofy little brother.
I guess, yeah. I don't know. The funny thing is about, well, not really funny, but on topic with Idris Elba is like one of the things he talks about a lot is the struggles that he has to go through in the UK, that black actors in the UK have to go through. And that's why they come over to America. And he's like, and we face the same things over here too. He's like, we just can't win. Like, he actually wrote a long form article on it, but I can't remember where it's at, but it's a good read.
Really?
Yeah.
I would like to read that. Absolutely.
I will definitely look it up and post it.
Okay, I appreciate it. Yeah, I have to be the first to admit that I have not seen some of the movies this year that featured black leads to have an opinion beyond Creed and Beasts of No Nation.
You didn't see Straight Outta Compton? Oh, man.
Ooh.
I have not.
Damn.
It was good.
Yeah, it was really good.
I know I'm going to get on that. I just... I was going to, and then I put it off, and then it wasn't in the theater anymore. And
especially if you're like into that era of rap music, it's like a Marvel superhero movie for like rap heads.
That's what's up. Yeah, I need. It's
actually a really good description of it.
It's like if you thought like Dr. Dre and Eazy were like dope when you're a little kid, then yeah, they don't fuck with that image. Almost to a negative point where they do kind of betray them as superheroes.
Okay,
they were.
I grew up in that Real G's era when that song came out, so I remember very vividly.
Now that I think about it, it was straight up was like a Marvel movie because like when cameos would occur, people would be like clap in the theater.
Okay,
that whole clapping phenomenon thing is foreign to me. I've never been in a theater where people clap. Like everybody talks about it, but I'm like, I've never seen this happen before.
Yeah, not even like after the movie?
No. People watch the movie, they get the fuck up and they leave.
Really?
Yeah, I've never experienced this whole clapping thing. I kind of want to experience it to see what you guys are talking about.
Are you going on Thursday night openings?
Hell no, I go Fridays, man.
Well, there you go. You got to go on Thursday night. That's when the Rabbit fans are going.
Yeah, I try to avoid them.
Well, how can you avoid the Rabbit fans?
Because that one time I went to go see Avengers Thursday night, and it was crazy as hell. Oh. People were dressing up, getting in fights as Spider-Man and stuff like that. And I was like, he's not even in the movie. Oh. It was a really weird time. I was just like, I'm never doing this again.
Well, yeah, I can understand that. Yeah. And speaking of these movies, is Concussion is it a good movie? Is it like the best movie that nobody bothered to see this year? Is that why he's being mentioned?
I saw
these articles and conversations.
I mean, I think Will's performance was actually pretty good in it, but the movie as a whole was pretty. I didn't like it. To be honest with you.
Okay.
Like then again, like I kind of don't. I don't follow NFL football or like injuries, things like that, nearly as much as I used to when I was younger. So a lot of it just was kind of lost on me.
Okay.
But I think Will did a pretty amazing job on it.
Okay. Yeah, if I recall correctly, I remember reading something about the NFL having a bit of an influence on the final product that was this film.
I honestly wouldn't be able to tell you if they did or not.
Okay.
Yeah, I heard that they made them soften up the script.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, it's a lot of money. Buys a lot of power.
It does.
That would not surprise me.
I mean, they own they said in the movie they own a day of the week. They own the day that used to belong to Jesus or something like that.
Yeah, they do.
I was like, that's kind of true.
Mm-hmm.
Like people will straight up kill over their football teams. So
even though the two of you haven't seen all the movies nominated, you did see Creed.
Yeah.
And Michael B. Jordan was better in that than Matt Damon was in The Martian.
Oh, I agree. Easily.
I would agree. Absolutely.
I mean,
that really was a remarkable film. You know, I went in with very low expectations just because.
So did I.
You know, and you know, I got those feels in my chest several times. You know, it was really, really well done. And I hope that they get some Oscar wins along the way. But you know, it was disappointing to see that none of the actual actors in the film were nominated. I guess except for Sylvester. Was he?
Sylvester.
Is he up? Yeah, Stallone was the lone nominee from that film.
Well then,
I don't know how.
I don't know if he deserves that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he knows that he's just like, I don't really deserve this. He's like, probably went backstage like, what the fuck?
You know, there's a lot of sentimental value, and you know,
I mean, that's what it had to be, nostalgia, just remembering him as Rocky. Because I mean,
yeah,
his delivery was horrible, and I was just like, it's Sylvester. I'm not sure what I'm expecting out of that. So, but Michael B knocked out the park. I'm just like, yo, if this dude doesn't get some kind of award, calling shenanigans, man.
And beyond a discriminatory angle of these nominees, I thought Steve Carell in The Big Short was better than Stallone and Creed.
Yeah, we talked about the last time. Unfortunately, the only thing I remember Steve Carell in is The Office.
Okay. Yeah, I have not seen that one. But I do want to say that I am glad that Michael B had this movie to come out on the heels of the Fantastic Four debacle.
We said that last week.
Said that same thing.
Because to me, it's really important to be able to like clean up messes like that. You don't want stink to linger. You know what I mean? And that movie will stink. That can get on and infect somebody's career. You know, we've seen we've seen promising actors release a funky movie, and we never hear from him again. You know, the Hollywood execs decide, oh, it must have been the actor, and you know, maybe you know he can't carry a film with a budget, blah blah blah. And next thing you know, you're seeing him on straight to TV movies.
Yeah, which unfortunately is not even applied equally among the races. Like if you are a white actor and you mess up, you know, you will get numerous chances to fix that mistake.
Yeah.
If you're black, you get one chance. And if you mess up, it's a wrap for your career.
Hollywood's always looking for the next Brad Pitt.
They really are, man. Remember when they were pushing that Taylor Kitschnitz dude really hard? Mm-hmm. And he blew up like 3 movies. He had John
And he
Carter.
they still give him the season 2 of True Detective.
Yeah, I was just like, what?
Well, if there is one thing that I took out of 2015 that I'm sort of hoping becomes a thing going forward,
Bernie Sanders.
It's
Inspire us, dreams.
As far as the movie industry goes, is the fact that there was a black lead for the highest grossing film, or soon to be the highest grossing film in history. That being John Boyega in Star Wars: The Force Awakens. And I hope that starts a trend where maybe Hollywood will stop or not be as hasty to decide against casting another black actor or actress in a leading role for a large budget film that isn't named Denzel or Idris or
Samuel Jackson
or Samuel. You know what I mean? That's something that I really would like to see. We need to see more of these new, young, fresh black faces like we saw, like there are in Straight Outta Compton that those young men have become so well known for, or like we see with Michael B. Jordan, or John Boyega, who of course was small time until now.
Yeah.
And now he's got little white kids buying his toys. I hope going forward in 2016 and then, and further, that Hollywood and its executives will really look at the potential of casting more black faces, because, like we all know, there's not enough opportunity, and despite what some people on GAF might think, it seems, there is a real dearth of opportunity for black actors, black producers, black directors, people of color, really in general, of all shades, in front of and behind the camera.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, this is like kind of old at this point, but I remember Lucy Liu, she was talking about, she was trying to set up a studio to get more Asian Americans into acting.
Mm-hmm.
But like, even when she would do it, like, the studio ultimately got funding from white people, and they were very hesitant on putting them in roles. So
Mm-hmm.
she's like, it was like hitting a brick wall every time. And I was like, I felt really bad because, I mean, Lucy Liu, she's a pretty decent actress,
Yeah.
and like now she's like working on TV under that TV show Sherlock, or
Mm-hmm.
whatever it's called. I mean, it's a pretty decent show, but I mean, she deserves a little bit more than that.
Yeah.
And I would definitely like to see more, just minorities in general. I mean, I think a lot of people in Gap, they have this idea that, these roles are going to come at the expense of white actors. And like, the thing I believe is like they always say, is like they should just get the best person for the job. And if the best person happens to be black, then you can't get mad that they quote unquote took a white person's spot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just happy for John Boyega, because regardless of how the rest of his career pans out, he's got a few more of these Star Wars movies lined up.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a really good
gonna be
actor.
eating well.
I mean, he was amazing in Attack the Block, and like nobody saw that because it was a British TV movie, but I mean, it was really good.
I hope he has the opportunity to renegotiate his salary.
Yeah,
and the films
$300,000
going forward. Yeah, well, it was 300,000 and like a percentage, like some fraction of a percentage of the gross, something like that.
I'm not really sure what the other part was. I just know that the base was 300,000. I was like, good God, man.
Yeah. It was also part of some fraction of the gross as well.
I know that Harrison Ford got like the best deal ever. That dude's good God.
It must be nice.
It really
That's all
must
I can
be.
say. Man,
I mean, because I know for the Marvel characters, like they're signing like 9 film deals and things like that, and their salary's already set for each film.
Really?
Well, if John is locked into this thing, like for the duration of this franchise, he's
still
you
set.
couldn't pick a better movie to be in, really.
That's true.
As far as exposure goes.
Yeah.
Especially considering the fact that George Lucas isn't directing anymore, so it won't actually destroy your career. So
Yeah, about that.
Lucas was just murdering careers left and right. Like, I don't remember the last thing Hayden Christian has been in since that episode 2 and 3.
I can't think of anything either.
He tried.
He was in Jumpers. I remember that. That was like really about it.
I think that was his last one,
And
actually.
it was like, yeah, you're not a really good actor, kid. We just no more tries for you.
That's too bad. That's too bad.
Is it though? Because he really wasn't a good actor.
Yeah, it's hard for me to speak too harshly on George Lucas because his studio gave me some of my favorite video games.
He also gave us
of
Red
my
Tails.
youth, and he gave us Red Tails, and he has
self-funded that,
and he's got a black white man.
Dream's voice convinced me that George Lucas personally gave him something. I was like, oh shit, what did you get from George Lucas?
Yeah, man, no, freaking the Old Republic and X-Wing and TIE Fighter and Grim Fandango. Lucas Arts used to be rare to me back in the late 90s.
Honestly, LucasArts is still rare because Rare ain't doing shit.
Damn. Well, God bless. Yeah, they really did follow the trajectory of Rare.
Anyway, to get back on topic, the Oscars so white hashtag. Jada Pinkett and Spike Lee are going to boycott the Oscars.
Can't even get mad at that.
Okay.
And then I think it was the very next day after Jada Pinkett Smith posted her video explaining why she was boycotting.
Mm-hmm.
OG Aunt Viv. She popped out of retirement. She came out of the shadows and saying how black actors shouldn't boycott it, but it ended up just kind of being like a Will Smith diss.
Oh.
Aunt Viv can never chill, man. It's just damn.
It seems like bitterness is real, man. Well, we'll certainly see what happens. But at least those two are definitely going to be boycotting, correct?
Mm-hmm. I think George Clooney said something about it, right?
Yeah, he made a statement on it too.
And I didn't catch Jada's video, but was there anything of note that she?
I have no clue. I didn't watch the video either.
I just read a summary. It was basically just the complaints of how they're not being recognized, so they're not going to bring attention to it.
Okay. All right, then.
I mean, can't argue with that. I agree with them.
Yeah, I understand.
The Academy president, Cheryl Boone Isaacs, who is herself a black woman, addressed the issue too.
She is so about to get fired, though.
What did she say?
She said in her letter, I'm both heartbroken and frustrated about the lack of inclusion.
Oh, well then.
Yeah.
And she said the Academy is going to take drastic steps to alter the makeup of their membership.
Oh, well then.
She's about to get hit with a scandal.
If she has the power to do that anymore, I wish her all the best, because this is something that's, like we had mentioned before, this is something that's been a topic for a long, long time. Hopefully those words will go from potential energy into kinetic energy.
Oh yeah, I brought this up last time and I wasn't sure if I should or not. And it ended up being all right, so I'll bring it up again. Morris Chestnut.
Morris Chestnut?
Morris Chestnut's supposed son.
That's a hell of a way to start a conversation.
Is upset at Morris Chestnut for essentially abandoning him after he became famous.
Oh, God.
Oh.
I love it. Yeah, Morris Chestnut's son is 30. Morris Chestnut is, 43? Something like that?
I think, no, he's not. The dude saying his son isn't that old, is he?
His son is, his alleged son is 30, dude. That's why I was
no way.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to tell you guys last time. I was like, this guy can't be his son, man.
Oh, that's crazy.
Because Morris Chestnut just turned 47.
Wow.
He said in his letter, this man was the only thing I knew from birth as a father.
Boo-hoo, nigga. Uncle Phil was my father.
I share my middle and last name with this man. Uh-huh. His parents, brother, and sister are my grandma, grandpa, aunt, and uncle.
And what is he seeking now? To have his
I think
voice
he's
heard?
just airing him out because he's upset.
Oh.
Just wants to be loved, man. Just wants somebody to understand him. It's like the episode of Fresh Prince. How come he don't love me, man? How come he don't want me?
He goes on to say when he was 12 or 13, he went to the theater to see Like Mike, which is a tragic sentence in and of itself. And he said that was the last time I was seen in theaters, because in that movie the kids needed a dad and he adopted them. And it made me feel like, damn, things like this don't even make him think about me. It made me tear up in the theater.
Can we play some soft music behind this? Something sad.
That would take a lot of work on my part, and I'm not sure.
a violin solo. It would be
maybe.
Just add a Drake track in the back, man.
You could just go Drake.
I'll put some Drake in the back.
Okay. Damn.
I'll put Hotline Bling in the back.
My dad used to call me my cell phone.
Damn. That's too bad. Well, he will not be the first that has been abandoned by his father after his father found some success.
I mean, what did Drake say? Boo-hoo, sad story, Black American dad story.
Hey, man, it's real talk, unfortunately.
It is, unfortunately.
Sometimes. Let me put the sometimes on it for the non-Black people that may be listening.
Yeah, don't want you to look at some statistics that are not true and be like, okay, it is true. Those two said it. Sometimes. Okay. I'm not a spokesperson for Black people.
Indeed. Too often is, I think, a fair
I don't want to say that. That gives people way too much power. I'm just going to say sometimes.
Sometimes. That's fair.
That's where it begins and ends. Yo, Slay's sitting here playing freaking games on his PC, yo.
Slay, he fucking bailed on doing the podcast. What game is he playing?
Something about Endless something. I don't know. I didn't catch it.
One of his anime games.
Yeah, probably.
Keep that in, please.
All right, to keep the theme of movies going.
BET.
Anthony Mackie, again, who we talked about last episode. He's in that movie Our Brand is Crisis, where it's about like campaign advisors.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, I would 100% want to run Trump's campaign.
Most coon nigga ever.
And why did he say that?
He says a lot of
because he's things. Anthony Mackie.
Yeah. Anthony Mackie has a history of saying stupid things like this.
Oh.
This isn't a one-off. This is his default state.
Oh, he's special.
Yeah.
He did, after the fact, clarify he was joking.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Of course he was.
But he did also say that Black Panther didn't need a Black director because they didn't get Seabiscuit to direct, or they didn't get a horse to direct Seabiscuit, rather.
Yeah, he compared Black people to horses. That's right.
Oh. I would like to think that Black Panther would be well served to have a Black director. I'll just say that.
I agree. The main reason why I say that is because I want this country of Wakanda to be done justice.
Yeah,
it's very important to me. Like, I don't want to see like some favela looking place. I want to see.
It's gonna look like Blood Diamond.
Yeah, like I want to see an advanced civilization that makes America look third world. Like, I want to see that. I just want to see Black people walking around owning shit. Like, it's really important that I have that.
Yes, it is.
So if that means I need a Black director to do it, then damn it, yes, he has to be Black.
Yeah, we don't want another Gods of Egypt situation.
Or like 99% of the people running around are white as hell. You're just like, really?
Yeah. Why do white people want to be Egyptian so bad?
I don't know. Well, because Egyptians are cool and they can't. We made stuff that they can't explain. How did them pyramids get there? Well, I don't know. Must have been white people. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Must have been. So, but I mean, they have such a unique culture in the history of the world, really.
Yeah.
They stand next to any, along with, some other, historical cultures in the African diaspora that never get any television airtime, but
I also learned today that Anthony Mackie was campaigning to be Black Panther for a little bit before he got the role of Falcon.
I'm so happy his ass was Falcon. I can't even say I like Anthony Mackie because I really don't. Even before he started talking the foolishness, he just would not fit as the Black Panther to me. I mean, he's a great Falcon. Like, and I'm not saying it to disparage him or anything like that. He actually really is a great Falcon. He fits the character better. Yeah. Like, when I think Black Panther, I think somebody who can conduct himself like royally and regally, things like that. Who can adorn that persona. Like, I don't think he has that in him because like his character background is like he's a jokester character, he does comedy and things like that. So I just haven't seen a body of work from him that makes me go, yo, man, Anthony Mackie would make a great T'Challa. Like, nah.
I agree. So, speaking of, do you guys, how can I say this? Do black people getting on a microphone and surprising you with some foolishness impact your ability to enjoy their professional work?
It depends on what they say.
Okay.
Like, for the most part, I can separate stupidity from their bodies of work, but depending on what they do and what they say and how frequently, it kind of blurs over for me.
Like does Stacey Dash opening her mouth today affect your ability to watch Clueless?
Stacey Dash, yes. Well, here's the thing, because like Stacey Dash, like she just escalates it. Like she's a habitual line stepper. Like you'll make a line and she'll just cross it with some coonery, and then she'll just keep doing it over and over again. And it's like, I like it gets to a point that I actively don't want to support her because of what she says. Yeah. And it's just like if she had a new movie coming out, like for instance, like the stuff she said about BET today, right? Mm-hmm. Well, let's say, in a couple months she announced that she's making a new movie on BET, and she's getting all black actors. I would be very conflicted because I would like to support the other actors, but I don't want to support her for all the things she said in the past about BET and about blacks in general. So it's like, like I say, it just depends on what they say, the frequency, on, how, basically those two, what they say and the frequency of which they say it.
Yeah, that's fair.
But for the most part, it doesn't really bother me nearly enough. Like, I can separate a body of work from somebody's personal views pretty easily.
Mm-hmm. I have a harder time separating someone's personal opinion from their work.
I do too. I think for me, I think I'm somewhere in between the two of you. But for me, once there's a line, it's sort of an invisible line. It's like with Angelus, it varies depending on the topic, and how much the person opens up their mouth to say something. But once that invisible line is crossed, you're actually just dead to me.
Yeah.
I don't want to see any of your work. I don't even want to remember what your name is, because you're really not. I don't want what you have said to pollute my day. I've got enough people around me. I've got enough friends. I've got enough other entertainment that I can watch, other people that I can support. You're not special. They may think they're special. Maybe to some people they're special, but to me, I couldn't give a damn. So, when somebody reaches that point, you just get turned off, and that's it for me. So yeah, there is a threshold, and Stacey, she crossed it some years ago. For me, Playboy centerfold notwithstanding, she did cross it, and I can't even bring myself to like click on links to things that she has said, because I don't even want to bother myself with the mindset like, okay, I got the cliff notes. I understand what it is that she is apparently attempting to say. I can take it from there. Yeah, because her thought isn't deep enough for me to need to read it and analyze it, and you know what I mean. It's not something of such value and intellectual quality and quantity that I need to meditate on it before rendering a verdict. 30 seconds, about enough time.
It really is, especially when it comes to Stacey Dash, because like at this point, she's a known entity. You already know what she's going to say before she opens her mouth. Like if you see any article that says Stacey Dash and Fox, you already know what it's going to be before she said it. So you don't need to sit there and be like, I need to look at both sides. I hate that statement, that phrase so damn much, but you look at both sides of the argument. You don't need to, Stacey Dash. Like she's going to say something that is just factually wrong in all aspects. And it's something that and you don't need to like Dream said, sit there and like have like contemplate what's going on, take time out and think about it. And you don't need to do that. It's just, all right, Stacey Dash just said this on Fox. Like I know this chick just said some really stupid shit. Cool.
Yeah. And I think what bothers me the most about it and about people like her, is that they're being used as a tool, essentially as like a club to batter the everybody else in the Black community with.
She's a Pokemon.
And I don't know if she knows it. I would like to think that I almost would like to think that she doesn't know that.
Honestly,
because if she does, it takes the implications of knowingly putting yourself out there as a tool to be used by a community that is known to hate people of your complexion. It's almost unthinkable to me, really. It's difficult for me to wrap my mind around the idea.
I don't know. Like, honestly, I think even if she did know or she didn't, it doesn't even really matter then, because like the damage is already being done, and it's like, even if she didn't know, it's kind of sad that she couldn't figure it out, and if she did know, it's tragic that she does know that and she still continues it, because at that point she values their check, over having principles and standing for something, you know what I mean? So it's just like, regardless, it's just really fucking crazy.
Well, I would be really interested in seeing her, being a fly on the wall for a conversation with her and my man, the pizza CEO, and Clarence Thomas, and friggin' our favorite retired neurosurgeon. Just to see them in a room talking, what would happen?
Ben Carson would probably have everybody passed out, man.
Yeah, he's Jigglypuff, isn't he?
He really is.
Well,
but I mean, the Stacey Dash thing bothers me just so much, just for the simple fact that, like, number one, it's Fox News, so we all know that at no point is it fair and balanced. Like, we already know what it is from the get-go. But the thing that really bothers me is that, unfortunately, I should say, Stacey Dash has an audience. People sadly listen to her, and it's like, you're on like the most racist platform in America, and you could do so much to change. You really can't change their view because their views are entrenched, but at least be a voice for the Blacks who can't go on and who can't go on Fox News and like say what they want to say and have people try to have people understand what it's like being Black. Like, you're given a really amazing opportunity to do that, but instead you basically are that Aunt Tom and you just shoe shining, and it's like, it's really sad. Like, don't get me wrong, because like, yes, there are other Black people who get on Fox News all the time. You got what's his name, Lamont Hill, whatever. Can't remember his name, but he gets on there and he's very eloquent and he explains himself very well. But every time he's on there, he gets yelled over. And then, like, for some reason, I don't know why this is a thing, but like on Fox News and like Bill O'Reilly, all those shows, it's not about having a point or having an actual debate. It's basically who can yell at who loudest, and whoever yells at whoever loudest wins. And 9 times out of 10, it's going to be like 3 of their correspondents versus you. So they always win regardless of what's actually being said. And it's annoying as hell.
Yeah.
But Stacey Dash really let me down, man.
And to go back to what Dream Visions asked about if celebrities' opinion or something they say in the media changes your perception of them or support of them. I'm not sure how fair this is, but I think I have higher standards for people of color.
Yeah.
Like, I'm completely okay with you having to be silent. I get that if you're trying, because being an activist isn't for everyone. Mm-hmm. But if you are open about your beliefs in the political realm when they're bullshit, basically, I can't respect you.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that. I mean, that's why I hate when celebrities get out there and start talking, because like 9 times out of 10, a lot of them are going to say what's necessary for them to continue to get those checks. And it's just like, I don't really want to hear you speaking, especially when what you're saying is just so you can continue to keep your sponsorship. And it's like, you're just embarrassing the rest of us. And unfortunately, because we live in America, the actions of one reflect the actions of all. So like when you say you're pro-sponsor Uncle Tom nonsense, like people look at you and go like, see, look at that. This sports guy or athlete or celebrity just said this, therefore it's true. And it's like, thank you. You've just set us back incrementally because of your nonsense. Like if you don't want to, if you're not going to say the correct thing, I'd rather have you just say no comment. Like I can live with you saying no comment, Yeah. Like if somebody said, hey, there's a shooting that happened in here and, hey, Steph Curry, what do you think? And he says no comment. That's a lot better than Steph Curry going, well, all lives matter. Because at that point, it's like, well, God damn it, Steph Curry, what the fuck are you doing?
Agree.
Like, let me go rip your jersey up right now. Like, damn, you had one job, nigga. Just shoot the ball in the basket. It's because like the reason why, like what Moris is saying, the reason why I too have high standards for these people is because number one, like we are directly responsible for these people with their income, like especially if you're a rapper or something like that, like, yo, like you are making money off of us. So don't go on TV and disparage us so that you can keep your sponsorships going. Like that's the most fucked thing you can do.
This is a good time to say sorry to Michael B. Jordan again.
Yeah. Apologize, Michael B. Jordan. Did not read your apology and your clarification. So that last time we went off on you, our bad. Not like you're ever going to hear this, but still.
Someone get this to Michael B. Jordan. Oh, shit. I just seen this right now. Anthony Mackie is supposed to play Martin Luther King in a movie.
Damn it.
Oh, why would you do
that? An HBO movie?
Why?
Like a made-for-TV HBO special.
Why though? There's so many good black actors you can choose from.
It's scheduled to premiere in May 2016.
I'd rather just have you put Idris Elba in there.
Oh, so it's done then. I mean, May is just a couple months away.
Yeah. It's called All the Way.
All the Way.
Fuck.
Huh.
Well.
All right. Well. I hope it works out.
I'm not going to watch it, but well. Like it's going to have to get some damn amazing reviews for me to watch that. Because, I mean, Selma already came out. And I mean, I don't think Anthony Mackie is going to be topping Selma with any performance he does. So.
Yeah. I agree with that.
God, it's going to be so embarrassing.
Well, there is hope because, HBO rarely have steps on their original programming. So.
That's true. But I mean, every once in a while they fuck up on casting. This is that once in a while right here.
Well, all we could do is hope now, fam.
Yeah, man.
They're gonna put it out there now.
So I also learned something today that CMT plays the Jamie Foxx show.
The country music channel?
Yep. They aired Jamie Foxx show. I don't know. They must look at their demographics and like, hey, we've got like 3 black viewers. Let's put the Jamie Foxx show on.
Huh.
Like, I literally do not know why this is the thing.
Well, good for Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, good for Jamie Foxx. Speaking of, don't tell anybody, but I fell asleep last night watching episodes of some bootlegging hillbillies. It's like a reality show with bootleggers in like Virginia and Kentucky.
This is on CMC?
Carolina. I'm not sure what channel it was. Actually,
it sounds like CMC or the History Channel.
It was one of those nights where you're just bored and just channel surf. I don't think I've channel surfed in years, but I decided I was just going to channel surf because there was really nothing on and I couldn't think of anything I wanted to do. And I stopped by a new Food Network channel. And then I progressed to these hillbillies selling their moonshine and getting in fights with each other.
Yeah, I thought it was called bootlegging hillbillies. So I googled it, I couldn't find anything. But I think it's called Moonshiners.
Oh, that's it, Moonshiners. Yep.
Yeah, this sounds like something I would not enjoy.
You may be surprised, fam.
I don't think I'm going to enjoy that. I'll put that out there right now. Just
don't leave me on this island alone, fam.
You put yourself on that damn island.
Not like this.
I'm going to continue to not use cable TV and continue my whole internet thing I got going on.
Yeah, you're not missing out.
There's a guy on this show named Tickle.
Yeah.
And you suggest we watch the show.
Tickle.
I am an advocate for diverse experiences.
I am too.
Us in the diaspora.
Watching some damn moonshine nonsense.
And so to the degree that watching bootlegging moonshiners in country parts of America may broaden your horizons.
Will it?
I might suggest it.
How will this help? How will this help me in life in any way?
It won't. I'm sorry.
I mean, that's cool that you like your moonshiners and all that. It's really fascinating, but I don't like reality TV in general. Shit's just stupid as fuck.
There's a guy on this Moonshiners TV show named Jim Tom.
Jim Tom.
Am I spoiling it? Are you not that far yet?
Hey man, I had a fantastic experience with the show. That's all I can say at this time.
Jim Tom.
That's a name.
I learned that they put molasses in it, but I don't know why.
Gives it that sweet flavor.
I don't know why that's so funny to me.
I think it's hilarious because he's so excited about it. Put molasses in it, bro.
They haven't told us why yet, but they do it.
Yeah, I don't know why, man, but they did. And corn, molasses and corn. They were making it happen. And my man, he flew all the way to Prague to an alcohol convention of some kind, a trade show, to get people to buy their moonshine.
Interesting.
And the label on this very professionally made bottle was a white guy in like the most stereotypical hat and overalls, like with no shirt underneath, just the straight overalls.
Using Comic Sans.
It was so legit. And they were drinking it in wine flutes in Prague because they probably didn't understand the origin of it.
Mm.
It was interesting, man. It was eye opening.
The funny thing is, like, with the idea like moonshine, like how it's made, you would think that it'd be more popular in America. Well, let me rephrase that. Like, the process for making moonshine is a lot like the process that they used to make like soju in Korea. But like, one's a really healthy industry, and then the other one's like nobody wants to fuck with this stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's illegal in America. Like, you can go to jail if you get caught making moonshine liquor.
Oh shit, that explains that.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Let me ask you something, Dreams.
Uh-huh.
Tell me everything you know about what I'm about to say to you.
Okay. Damn.
Kool Aid pickles.
Excuse me. Pardon?
Kool Aid pickles, man.
I do not know anything about Kool Aid.
I assume you're at a computer. You could Google this. I'm not making this up.
Yeah, Google it.
I'm concerned.
Just as surprised as I was.
All right.
I brought it up when we first tried to record this episode. Slavin and Angelus both didn't know anything about it.
Oh, I would have just assumed Slavin. Okay.
That's what I
honestly I thought.
That's what I thought.
Sliced pickles and jar drain. What?
I got to throw up. Yo, shit's so disgusting just thinking about it.
Yo, it's a black person on this picture, man. Oh no.
You should have known that when they said Kool Aid pickles, bro.
Yeah, but no, I mean, we in the conversation, we talking about, what I'm saying, hillbillies. That's where my mind was going. And
come on, fam.
No,
as soon as you said Kool Aid, like you should have known where it was going to lean.
We learned earlier that Kool Aid pickles originated in Mississippi.
Okay. Well,
that's why I've never gone that way. It's a flyover state for me.
Wow. I think you just offended all of our listeners in the area, man.
I mean, they offended me when they make Kool Aid pickles, so we're even.
That's real. Kool Aid pickles.
They almost go together. That's something that's bothering me. It's like that's something that's literally killing me the most.
This has really made Angelus angry.
No, think about it though. Pickles they don't go together. Like, who was the first person who was like, "Yo, I want to get some pickles and put them in Kool Aid"? Yeah. Why?
I was just, and in fact, I was just talking with my grandfather yesterday. He's in his mid-90s, and his mother lived to be like 108. So I'm excited about my good genes. But I was talking to him about
skip a year, skip
about
a generation.
Yeah, you know what? I was talking to him about like food and how, because I'm not a great cook by any stretch of the imagination, and it always sort of fascinates me how people go from nothing from nothing to making something that tastes amazing, right? And I tend to think about like, who even thought of this combination of things to put together to make something. And here I am looking at Kool Aid pickles and thinking the same thing. And I don't know, like you said, Angela, I don't know how somebody comes to the idea in the first place to think maybe it's a good idea to try.
Just some things are not meant to be understood by man. This is one of them.
Wow, man. I mean, and they all look so country. They all look so country.
MLK Day was a few days ago.
Yeah.
But here at So Well Spoken, we celebrate MLK Month. Now, I wanted to read an excerpt from MLK's letter from Birmingham jail.
Mm-hmm.
He says, "I must make 2 honest confessions to you. First, I must confess that over the past few years, I have been gravely disappointed with the white moderate. I have almost reached the regrettable conclusion that the Negro's great stumbling block in his stride toward freedom is not the white citizens' counselor or the Ku Klux Klanner, but the white moderate, who is more devoted to order than to justice, who prefers a negative peace, which is the absence of tension, to a positive peace, which is the presence of justice, who constantly says, I agree with you in the goal you seek, but I cannot agree with you in the methods of direct action, who paternalistically believe he can set the timetable for another man's freedom, who lives by a mythical concept of time, and who constantly advises the Negro to wait for a more convenient season."
I think with every quote that I hear from Dr. King, I'm reminded how some things change and how many things remain exactly the same.
Yeah. I mean, it's 2016. We're still protesting the same shit from the fucking 60s.
Well, I think the particular challenge about the point that Dr. King made there is in the request itself is sort of the reality that white people have to be willing to surrender some of that power that they've received, whether duly or unduly. They have it and have been enjoying it. And to desire justice first and foremost would mean, for a lot of them, it would mean the surrender of a lot of the power that they have been enjoying for so long. And I think it's a particular challenge to get anybody to want to do that. I
mean, well, like I said, you're correct. I mean, that's what it is. And the thing is, it's like, as MLK said, man, the white apathy is holding us back a lot more than any racist really is. Because, I mean, the racists in power anyway, like, because they're the ones that enable those racists to stay in power. It's like the voice for the active, like the overt racists, like, it's not that big, honestly. Like Trump right now, he's winning, blah, blah, blah. Yes. But like, I mean, I guarantee it, like, if you were like to actually break it down by just the sheer number of people who support somebody, like, you're going to find out that, like, by a large portion, like, the overt racists are not that big as compared to the apathetic white people or the covert racists, like, who might not act on the racist intentions, but they feel a certain way, so they vote that way, you know? And it's like, that's always going to be our biggest stumbling block, because they're the people who go around and say, I don't see race, I don't see race or color, things like that. Those are the ones who are holding us back way more than any overt hang a nigger can ever hold us back. And it sucks. Like, it sucks, but I mean, because the thing is like, you get frustrated because you don't know what you can do to change the situation. Because it's like, if you protest and they complain and say, you should protest a certain way, please don't inconvenience me, go away. But if you don't make noise, then nothing will change, because at that point they can't hear you, which is obviously what they want. But it's then at that point, nothing can change. So it's and you get kind of frustrated, because it's you want these people to be on your side, to understand from your perspective. But it's no matter what you do, they don't like you, or they find a reason to not side with you. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying this is all of them, because for as many that who go unsympathetic to the cause, you get just as many, or you get some who become sympathetic to the cause, and they understand why you're doing these things. But damn, population's increasing pretty quickly, so it's it's a losing battle for us. For every one person that we get on our side, 80 are against us. So
yeah. Well, I think again, the peculiar challenge of justice is that people have to be willing to accept that they may have failed, that their ancestors may have failed, that there may be some responsibility in there to which they may be impacted in the immediate future, in order to make things right. And, that's, I think that's a hurdle that humans would struggle with, of any color.
Oh yeah, definitely. Cause you can look at any country and you see the same thing over and over again, regardless. So it's not a white thing, but yeah, it's a majority being in power, having to give up that power is something that no majority is used to.
Yeah.
It just so happens in this country.
Yeah, it happens in the majority is white. Yeah. But, but I don't know, for me, I personally get frustrated with the whole thing many times, because it's such when I was younger, it was I don't know if you ever felt this, dreams, but you always felt you couldn't talk about racism because you didn't want to make people uncomfortable.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I never wanted to talk about it, because it's well, I don't want to make people uncomfortable, but at the same time, there are these issues that I want to give voice to. But but I feel horrible that I'm making you feel uncomfortable about racism. When I got older, I was why the fuck do I feel bad that I bring up how I'm being mistreated to you, Mr. O privilege, So, and now it's just I don't feel that. Obviously, I don't feel that way anymore. Now I just feel frustration and just rage, and it's a lot of times I just bite my tongue, because it's if I don't, then I'm just going to say something that just makes you hate me and others like me. So it's
yeah. I think I'm of that age where I'm tired of feeling like I need to explain everything to people over and over again. it's not the same people, of course, but to the process of having to do those explanations, these long form essays, they almost feel like on these web forums that just sort of get lost to time and space. It's just, it's just for me, I feel like it's a waste of my time these days. I had my years when I would do that. And I'm happy to pass the baton to go ahead and continue that effort, because I think the effort, is a worthwhile one, for the opportunity that, 100 people may skip it, but, one person may take it to heart and take something from it. I think there's value in it and in the effort. But I would rather spend that time tutoring kids, on Sunday mornings like I do now, or something like that, than worry about the miseducation of white America.
Well stated there. Moris, you should definitely plug that in to the beginning so that we can get more female viewers, listeners.
You volunteer. We help the kids.
Dream, you also need to check out the Bay app.
The Bay app.
Bay app. Yeah.
Are you not familiar with Bay app, Dream?
BAE. The Bay app. You need to get on that.
Are you currently looking for a Bay?
Oh God.
Plug in So Well Spoken when you use it.
Yeah, DV love the kids, but not your kids though.
But I think it's important to remember all aspects of what MLK stood for and said.
He was for disruption, by the way.
Yeah, this Frankenstein that some people trot out as a kumbaya.
Yeah.
Let's hold hands and forgive everyone.
Like a
figure that
Pikachu.
he's become to some people.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna be real. As a, not just as a man, but as a black man, and one that's reasonably cultured in his own history. It pains me. It actually pains me, and maybe a little bit as an alpha. It pains me to see MLK trotted out by politicians during this time of year, and in particular by Republican politicians, as the model Negro, to which all other Negroes ought to aspire, to be docile and peaceful, and to always want to get along. And that's not a
He was arrested 20 some odd times.
Yeah. He disrupted a bunch of shit with protesting. Like, people do not understand that. Like, MLK was not this dude who was like fucking getting on the bus, sitting quietly and just like holding up a little picket sign that says equality. Like, he was disrupting all the time, man. Like, that was his thing. They would have marches. They'd hold up traffic for fucking miles. So like, when we had these threads about that actually happening now, and people are like, oh my God, MLK wouldn't do that. No, MLK did do that. He actually wrote a damn article saying that he was starting to feel that his way was not the right way. And he was feeling that Malcolm X was doing the right thing. Like this MLK that you guys have concocted is like the most nonsensical shit I've ever seen. And like, you do it to make yourselves feel better, but we're looking at you like you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah, they turn into like a Santa Claus.
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
Well, the frightening part about it, heading into Black History Month, the frightening part about it is, because oftentimes these people are the ones that have the microphone, if you will, the proverbial microphone. What they say about him oftentimes becomes the only experience and exposure that people will have.
Unfortunately,
there's an old poem I had to memorize when I was online, but it was an old poem called "If" by Rudyard Kipling, and one of the lines specifically he makes mention. I'm not going to quote the part, but he makes mention of the reality that oftentimes people will take the words that you have spoken and twist them to create traps for fools, people that don't know any better, people that are unlearned. And what we see, even like in the Middle East, for example, is we see the exercise and expansion of power by people who have some knowledge and some information being used against those that can't read, that can't write, that don't have any knowledge of their own. And so what we see here in America, in particular, as it pertains to not just Black history, but the history of any and every minority beyond, sort of the immediate things that everybody knows, that like for Black folks, that would be slavery and Egypt, debatably. And I don't know, the civil rights movement. It's like there's a vacuum, there's a void, we don't exist. And it's easy for that to happen because we don't have the power to write the script ourselves. We've got these school boards that are writing, the Black historical figures completely out of texts. We've never had a particularly strong presence when I talk about us, I'm talking about the Black experience or the Black diaspora. We've never had a very strong presence in these Eurocentric history interpretations of history and history books. So here we are without any representation, and when you have a blank slate, people will just sort of write on that board whatever they want to write on it. And that will just be the gospel truth for everybody who does not know any better. So here we are. And this is how we have a Martin Luther King that is a Care Bear. And this is how we have people that have never heard of Crispus Attucks. This is how we have people that have never heard of Kush, or all of these other, or any other, people of color that we can go through that are not Black. I stay bothered.
I mean, look at people who don't know about Tulsa, Oklahoma, man. But yet insist that Black people should just pull themselves up by their bootstraps and, make their own communities, things like that. And it's like, we've done that multiple times, actually, like throughout history. And each time we did, it was knocked and burnt down. It's like, it's not like for these last hundreds of years, we've just been sitting on our ass doing nothing. I was like, we've tried, to be our own people, to have our own communities, but you wouldn't let us have them.
Yeah.
And the thing that I've actually not realized, but the thing I've basically just noticed now is that, for a lot of these people, it's like, I think that the problem is with them is that it's specifically because Black people make noise. We don't just, lie down and take it. Cause I mean, like, for instance, right, you've got like Asian Americans, like they got their little coves and enclaves like within like Atlanta and, LA and things like that. They got whole communities, so they got banks, and you don't really hear white people complain about, oh my God, they're segregating themselves, or they're not being inclusive to white people. It's specific. I think they have a problem specifically with Black people doing their own thing. Like, I feel that they feel that Black people owe them, for lack of a better word, and that we should be including them in everything that we do as some kind of thank you. And it's like, when I think about it more, like, it annoys me more because, like, I start thinking about all these other minorities who have communities and white people aren't complaining about them at all. But when we establish one, whether it be like, a TV show like on BET or anything like that, they start foaming at the mouth about, reverse racism and all this other nonsense. And it's like, come on, man. Like,
I think what you're talking about, like a big stumbling block for the Black American community, is that Black culture is seen as a subset of American culture, whereas Asian immigrants and Hispanic immigrants, or immigrants from any other country, really, it's a whole new thing that they bring with them. And so the white majority, they don't relate to that culture that comes here. Like there's no like Black culture town,
right?
Like there's little Tokyo, there's Chinatown, there's stuff like that, where K-town. There's a language is like, they have that as a barrier, and cuisine and all this other culture, but white American culture has been taking in Black culture little by little to the point where they think it's theirs as well. They feel like they own a piece of it.
Yeah.
To the point where if you want to be exclusionary from their perspective, it's like you're taking something away from them.
Yeah. It's like what Paul Mooney said, man, everybody wants to be Black, but nobody wants to be Black.
But yeah, I do agree that language tends to be, I think, part of the big reason why the majority is accepting of Chinatowns and Tokyo towns and K-towns and Cuban, little Cuba, little Havana, like we have here in Miami.
Yeah, we don't have a little anything here in Orlando.
No. Well, you got a little Disney.
And Black culture, by and large, is easy to steal because of there not being a language barrier.
So what you're really saying is that we need to stop trying to integrate and just make our own language.
Well, it's also easy to steal because we simply aren't respected.
That's true too.
Yeah,
that's the major thing.
That's a big part of it.
Yeah, we don't have a long legacy and history. Our history was largely stolen from us. Our history tends to start in America for the majority of us, and perhaps until DNA tests get ever more accurate and we can
Thomas
get a
Jefferson
better concept. Yeah, I know, right? We can all just claim
even a shorter term perspective on that. Immediate theft of culture that Black Americans have made in America.
Yeah,
like the contributions to music.
Yeah,
like basically every popular genre of music has its roots somewhere in the Black culture, and the true, like the early masters of these genres aren't recognized like they should be.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm originally from Cleveland, where we have the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and even for me, my first time going to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and seeing all these Black faces on the wall blew my mind, because these are not things that we immediately associate with rock and roll. But they had, at least the time that I went, they had a whole floor that was dedicated to the origins of rock and roll, and every face was Black. Every single one. There must have been 100 artists that were featured on walls and in videos, like these old, black and white videos and these old grainy photos. These like ads, not ads, but posters that they would, pin up around these cities, all black faces. And it's easy again when there's sort of a lack of when there's a lack of education. Again, we go back to the blank slate. And when you have when a populace becomes a blank slate, then people can create whatever they want, and it will simply be true, and things will simply be forgotten.
You gotta be careful, or 100 years from now, people are gonna be saying Eminem was the first rapper that mattered.
Soon, probably sooner than we like. I mean, to be perfectly honest, and it's a scary thought to me anyway. Because it's I worry. I worry about the new generation and their desire for microwave everything, instant information, instant everything, and the lack of interest in the seeming lack of interest in the sorts of the sorts of information and education that requires time and investment to understand and absorb.
Yeah, that's unfortunately that's human nature, though. I mean, we always want information in the fastest way possible, the shortest point to point to get it. It's like nobody wants to research things; they want it already fed to them. Like, sadly, it's just one of the worst things about being a human.
Yeah, but I guess I think about our educators and the responsibility that they have to make sure that things aren't simply lost and forgotten and ultimately replaced. And I think that's what most of my worry is, because like you said, most people aren't necessarily going to look to educate themselves about, I don't know, different cultures and histories and things like that. But damn it, that's, if the educators are also as apathetic as the students are, then we're going to raise a generation, our generation is going to come up that has no real perspective.
Yeah. And I think that one of the major problems with that in this country, especially, is the fact is how our education system is ran here. It's like each state gets to dictate what they teach, what they don't teach. And that's just, to me, I've always thought that was the most nonsensical thing I've ever heard. Like, there's barely a standard to what you can teach in schools. And then you've got then book companies are allowed to freely publish what they want to publish about things, like changing how historical things happen. We've got like school books about how slavery was not all the slaves are, bad. Like, some of them were well off. And I'm like, what is this sugarcoating nonsense that was going on here? Like, we've already had enough sugarcoating of the Civil War. Like, when the South fucking basically really won, ultimately they won because they got to write history and change it to their perspective. And it's like, now you get like educational books where it's like, slaves were actually happy. George Washington's slave, he loved to make cake for George Washington. It's like, dude, please kill me right now. It's like,
yeah,
come on.
Mm-hmm. I saw one of those history books that Guido shot first, shot Han first. And I don't know where all this is going anymore. It's
yeah. To switch gears real fast, Dreams, you seem like a well-to-do businessman. Are you familiar with Tristan Walker?
Tristan Walker, no.
Are you familiar with the bevel shave system?
No.
You're letting us down right now, man.
I am.
Because in 2016, it's So Well Spoken's goal to get Tristan Walker to notice us.
Oh, okay.
Tristan Walker is a businessman.
Okay.
And he started, you know about the Dollar Shave Club
yeah.
stuff. He started one for black men.
Oh, okay.
Essentially, it's the idea is his blades cause less ingrown hairs.
Okay.
And that it's a higher quality product that he feels serves an underserved market.
Okay, excellent.
So we have been, or we hope to get in his ear at some point.
Okay. And what do we want to say when we get to his ear?
Sponsor us, Tristan Walker. You're our only hope. So everyone out there send Tristan Walker an @ on Twitter. Bother Tristan Walker. Annoy Tristan Walker on our behalf.
Interesting. I see he raised $24 million, huh?
Yep, he got his seed money going there.
Impressive.
He's also got Nas on there, man.
Oh, does he?
Yep. Nas
Didn't he lose?
Nas never lost, man. He won.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Okay. All right. Well, that's great to see. 31, huh?
Yeah, that's what I say. I got a good 2 more years
to catch up.
Yeah,
I believe in you.
We just need to get some seed money for So Well Spoken.
We got this, man. I'll make an app.
We're almost there.
I'll make an official So Well Spoken app. That'll be the jump off point right there.
I believe in your app making, so that'll be hot.
I won't be able to make an Android version though. I'm sorry, guys. So if you got one of those, please switch.
A what?
Android device.
Who?
Yeah, exactly. I know. It's
that's too bad.
It's disgusting,
Struggle.
really.
Struggle is real.
Like I pity these people.
All right, well, you could find So Well Spoken on Twitter at SWS Podcast. We also have the website, sowellspoken.com.
Oh.
And I feel like just having Dreams here, my credit score is going up. Like I'm more well respected now because Dreams was here.
I mean, he has that effect apparently.
Join me in the mid 700s. I'm not at 800 level.
Oh, I was gonna swear. I was like, "There's no way they must have made a new bracket for Dreams."
Not yet. So, what are you guys expecting this year going into Black History Month?
A lot of tomfoolery and ignorance.
It always tends to come out in February.
I feel like it really started early this year.
I just don't understand why people are so upset, like, about Black History Month. Like, we got the shortest damn month of the year anyway. Like, quit complaining. God.
But White History Month
is every month. Even Black History Month is White History Month. But yeah. It's America, man.
Life is hard, man.
It is.
But I love being black, man. Whew.
It's great.
There's not a day I wake up in the morning and feel any other way.
I mean, it's truly great. I mean, I don't have to worry about like aging 50 years by the time I hit 25. So it's great.
Man. And people talking about what magic is Stacey Dash using. Well,
the good old melanin.
That's something that you came by.
Hop in those tanning beds if you want. That's not gonna help.
Have you seen that video of the ultraviolet camera?
Yeah, I saw that video.
Oh yeah,
I was cracking
man.
up so hard because
you got to watch
I'll
it.
this out.
It's really amazing. But basically,
they have.
Go ahead.
Yeah, they have an ultraviolet camera set up so people could come and see the sun damage on their skin that you can't see with your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, you know, all these people are coming up and they're shocked at like all these marks and stuff all over their face.
Mm-hmm.
And then this black woman comes up and her skin looks perfect. Like with or without the UV camera, just like, okay, flawless complexion.
That's awesome.
I mean,
it's something I don't have. I have those ingrown neck hairs, dog.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, man. I don't have facial ingrowns. It's just got the neck, and it's like I hate
it on that bevel.
Yeah. I need to get on his team. Young Tristan. Need to hold me down.
Some clippers you could pre-order.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Our sponsor, Bevel.
And if I was interested, I literally maybe last week asked my barber like what he would recommend. So it's good timing.
Getbevel.com.
Yeah, I gotta try something new because like I don't ever get ingrowns on my face. Thank God.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably kill somebody. But on my neck though, man, it's looking like the Bible in Braille.
Yes, yeah. So it's all dark, right? Yeah.
And it's just like, yo, shit's annoying the hell out of me. So I got to figure out what's going on.
One of the doctors that my father trained, he does laser hair removal, black guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, he really recommends it. I don't know how much it costs, but I mean, if you never foresee a future where you would like to have a Taliban style beard or something like that, laser hair removal is.
Or something.
Oh yeah,
I don't know why you went Taliban.
That was my first image, man. That was my first image in my mind right then. But
God,
no, really,
dreams.
like
I'll take this out, Dreams.
My man, Oh man,
that dude went straight Trump on us. Good God.
This doctor, he had a rough neck. And, if you see his neck now, you'd be like, oh, okay. Yeah. Laser hair removal is apparently what's up. And, it's not something that Black people seem to know too much about yet. Maybe because of the price, maybe because it's just not something that is talked about much, but laser hair removal will take care of all of that.
I'm going to look into that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look good going to my 30s, man.
I hear that.
But I mean, yeah, like I would just really love for these neck hair ingrowns to just chill for a hot minute, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Where did these ingrown neck hairs even come from? Because I don't think this is a problem for our peoples in Africa. So what's going on with us? Is it the mix? Is it the mix? Is it the Irish in my blood?
Thomas Jefferson, man.
Is it TJ? Is it TJ?
Damn, Thomas Jefferson blood.
Damn. Yeah, and in fact, last Christmas I got my mother one of those family DNA kit things. Mm-hmm. And it took her like 8 months before she sent it in because I think she was afraid of some bad news or something. Like she didn't want to know.
And she got hit with that Thomas Jefferson.
Yeah, she did.
I know. Like every black person has to
we had some Ireland in there, some Norway, some France. She was like, "Well, yeah, well, I took it, son."
Thanks.
She's like one of the super pro black moms. I guess probably like a lot of black moms that grew up in the 50s and 60s. That she went to like a mixed high school where there were regular fights, things like that. So she has some very strong feelings about white America, white people. And I can't give her too hard a time about it because she, I know a reality that I don't know a reality that she knew, and I'll never be able to know it. So
you can. There's a couple places you can go to.
Well, I'm not. Like I said, I'm not. I'll never know that reality. Hopefully, not that I can't fall victim to the ghosts of her reality, but she has a certain perspective and a certain experience, and this is what it is.
Yeah, I'm watching that video on the UV lights thing. It's always funny to watch their reactions to it. Like, it's
fucked up because there's like 13-year-old little white girls like looking at themselves and they look terrible.
Yeah.
Parents didn't put sunscreen on them.
Dude, man, everybody needs to be using sunscreen, white or black. Like, you should be popping sunscreen on your face. Yeah. Like, I know this one girl, like, she's got like a flawless complexion. Like, on some like, I had to do a triple take. Like, really? Yeah, I'm talking like I was on some like, I asked her, I was like, yo, what do you do to your face? Like, I started joking with her. I was like, yo, you must like sacrifice the blood of virgins or something like that because this is ridiculous. Mm-hmm. But like, she's like really huge into like skincare, things like that. She wanted to be a dermatologist. Okay. And like, she's like, yeah, everybody needs to use sunscreen. She's like, black people don't need to use as much, but we should still use it too to keep us looking young a lot longer. Mm. So I was like, word. So she gave me some suggestions on kinds that you should use, things like that. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna start doing this.
Okay. Interesting.
I think that about wraps it up for us.
Word.
Thanks for coming through, James. And replacing Slavin for the day.
No problem, gentlemen.
Slavin sitting here playing video games. Those anime girls.
So look forward to being part of again in the future. I think this is my second time.
At this time, now that we're using our new software, this is going to be the first time where it should sound relatively decent.
Hope so. Spend $60.
So having dreams on, it's like a multiplier.
Hey,
there you go. And ladies, please check out So Well Spoken as well.
Absolutely. And the men behind it.
Because if you check out So Well Spoken, we'll get dreams to come back again. So
go on iTunes, give us a review. Only a good one. If you have a bad review, keep it to yourself.
We need 60 good reviews from females to keep dreams here. So
make it happen, ladies.
And don't forget about the XCOM 2 giveaway.
I keep forgetting about that already.
Yeah, appreciate it already. Yeah.
And I think that's about it. I'll see you guys next time.
All right.
Later.
Bye-bye.